All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. And right here, right now, we actually have a East Coast hip-hop icon and legend right here live on the line, man. We got the one and only Kurious, also known as Kurious Jorge, right here, man. How you doing this evening?
Hey, peace, man, peace. Happy to be here, man. Just driving. I'm actually on 102nd Street in my car driving up Broadway. And I'm about to pull over, and my hands are frozen, and it's cold over here. I'm sure it's cold over there, too, right?
Oh, it definitely is a tit-bit nipply over here.
Yeah, man. But Outlaw Radio all day, baby.
But Kurious, I know you're a very busy individual, man, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive right into this interview, man. But I want to take you back to the ripe year of 1993, where you actually appeared on Pete Nice and DJ Richie Rich's album, Dust to Dust. I was wondering, how did that opportunity originally arise for you? And, of course, what was it like working with them at such an early age in your career?
Well, I had gotten linked up with them way before we did that record because I was under Pete Nice's production company. Bobito, who grew up in my building, he's the one who introduced me to everybody. So I met Pete through Bob, and then Bob caught wind of what I was doing. I mean, Pete caught wind of what I was doing in terms of demos and music, and he wanted to work with me, to have me like under his production company. So then we were tight. So then as we started recording my album and I think his album, I think we were kind of recording simultaneously. I don't remember exactly which one was like finished or which one chronologically came out first or what, but yeah, man, we were doing that, and at that point I probably was with Pete for like 2 years prior to, maybe a year or two prior to rhyming on that song, but it was great. You know what I'm saying? It was great. Shout out to Pete Nice and Search and Third Base, man, and rest in peace to Doom.
And I also read as well that the duo actually helped you actually receive a record deal with Columbia Records. I have to ask, man, what was it like just working at Columbia? Because they had such a long, lengthy list of phenomenal artists throughout the years.
Wait. So you said, first you said that who helped me get a deal?
Sorry, Pete Nice and DJ Richie Rich.
Yeah, well, yeah. What it was I was originally really supposed to sign on Def Jam. I wanted to be a Def Jam with Russell, but still be under Pete's company, But Pete had a whole bunch of other artists too, or a few other artists, and he was trying to get a label deal at Columbia, but Columbia wouldn't give him the label deal unless I was over there too, because he was gonna have me under his company, but at Def Jam. But Columbia wouldn't give him a deal for his whole label unless I went over there. So since I had the verbal agreement with Pete, I just stuck to my word and went that way. But I really wanted to stay at Def Jam with Russell. But anyway, so then once there, yeah, absolutely, I was on a label with Nas. We came out like right around the same time. And, we all know what Nas, the caliber artist that is. Nas, Big L was up there, rest in peace to Big L. Then on Rough House, you had Cypress and the Fugees. So, yeah, it was a power-packed roster over there.
And I gotta say as well, it sounded like Columbia Records really actually wanted you on their roster, man. But honestly, though, I don't blame them, man. You were and still are a phenomenal MC, man. So I don't blame Columbia.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, man, thank you. I know at that time, I was in the beginning stages of my rap career. Like, I wasn't even that seasoned. I was raw. Like, when it came to making records, like, everything happened so fast. Like, I might have made my first demo in, like, 89, and then, boom, I'm coming out with records in, like, 91. You know what I mean? But nowadays, kids do that. But for back then, like, a lot of dudes, man, they were trying to get shop deals and work for, like, 6, 7 years prior. So that's why, like, I just was young, immature, and I kind of could have handled things better, but it kind of, things, you know better, you do better, and it's kind of what gives Constipated Monkey its charm, because it's just so crazy, like, like it sounds like that, you know what I mean? It sounds like a young kid doesn't know what he's doing, so it's kind of fresh, you know what I'm saying?
And I know as well that you just brought up the Constipated Monkey that was actually released January 18th of the year 1994. I was wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about this iconic record, and of course, is it still available to be streamed on the internet today for the newer generation that might have never had the opportunity to get their hands on a physical copy?
You know what's so funny is that to answer the latter part of your question, people were complaining forever. See, I don't go. I mean, I have Apple Music on my phone, but people were like, "Why isn't Constipated Monkey on Spotify?" Like, I would get these messages from people like, I don't do Spotify like that. But then somebody was like, "Wow, my prayers were answered. It's finally on Spotify." So I think it's on there. I think it's on the streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? You guys check it out. But if I'm not mistaken, it's definitely on Apple Music. But it should be on Spotify. It should be on all the major platforms. It was just also recently re-released on wax, but it's sold out on HHV. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They do a lot of, they reprint a lot of 90s classics, whatever. And what was the first part of your question?
Oh, it was just like if you can tell us a little bit more about this album, like the story behind it, because I got to say, in my personal opinion, it's a staple of the '90s.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, it was definitely, you know, I don't know if you've seen like any of the Doom documentaries or the High Road. They'll tell you about 6G. That was my apartment in those days. I mean, I had like so many of my friends there. It was just so wild things going on, and an artist would just come through. It was almost like a base for like, you could have High Road, Doom, Keith Murray running through there, like any given night, Power Rule. Like it was just like, and then alongside my 40 boys in there, you know, it was just like a compound, and it was just crazy. And that's kind of, Constipated Monkeys kind of like a product of just all of that, man. It's just that, all that like late teens energy, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop, Upper West Side. You know, this is a big staple for hip hop over here where I grew up. Rocksteady Park, Zulu Nation's very strong over here. Like a lot of hip hop history here. So it was just like you know, like a real hotbed for like a lot of just crazy. And I was always bringing forth the aspect of the hood having fun. You know, it was 40s, us bugging out, drinking. You know, shit would get wild, it'd be fights and, you know, all that other stuff and unfortunate shit. But it's like, I was never on it like that, but I was always around that. But I just always portrayed how we used to chill. Like I was just trying to be very, you know, transparent in how we do our thing. You know what I mean? So I was just having fun, man.
And I gotta say as well, man, that album had such phenomenal producers actually on it, man. And the one that really stood out to me when I was listening to it back in the day was actually the Beat Nuts, man. I was wondering, what was it like just having them produce some of the tracks on your project?
Oh man, you know, the Beat Nuts, you know, I mean, you know, goes without saying, amazing, man. And shout to, you know, VIC, Psycho Les, Juju. I mean, those guys, and VIC, man, he did a lot on it. A lot of people don't know VIC. He's like was like the invisible member of the Beat Nuts. You know what I'm saying? But VIC is a beast. Like he did Uptown Hit and Walk Like a Duck. That's VIC. You know what I'm saying? And Les Cantor. You know, but they all work together, and it just, they're just all phenomenal producers, man. And then Stimulated Dummies, man, crazy. Shout to Dante Ross. Rest in peace to DB Dejani and John Gamble. You know, those guys. Amazing too, like just the whole synergy of that record, and you know, it was awesome working with those guys, man. These are really like genius level hip hop guys, man. Like really, man.
And also as well, you also had your own crew in the early '90s as well, that was actually called the Constipated Monkeys. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story behind this group, and of course, what actually made you guys decide to come together and form into one.
No, I'll tell you, no, because the crew around my block is called CM. It's originally Criminal Minded. It was a graffiti crew, you know, Criminal Minded / just click. But we all like to play around and put our own acronym to the CM. So, you know me, I like to have fun and shit, Constipated Monkey. You know, but CM is Criminal Minded. It's a graffiti crew. It's the crew from my whole block. And CM is even bigger now. It's all over. It's in Jersey. It's affiliated with Low Life and IAC and stuff like that. I'm not so familiar with how all the politics of that works, but you know what I'm saying? CM is still around and expanded, but the Constipated Monkey came from Doom, me and Doom chilling, rest in peace, and he's playing me like a Last Poets record. And it's like, the guy is like, when you're sitting at the bar staring into an empty bottle like a constipated monkey. And we just started cracking up and started using the term Constipated Monkey, CM. Sometimes we'll say Chainsaw Massacre, Circular Motion, you know, I mean, anything you could come up with, you know what I mean? But Constipated Monkey, hilarious, you know, Kurious Jorge, Constipated Monkey. So I ran with that, but the crew is really Criminal Minded. But I put my own spin on it, and then I'll be like featuring Constipated Monkeys, meaning, you know, Damien and Cotty on that record, because we all CM crew. But I just put the Constipated Monkey spin on it. But people don't go by Constipated Monkey. You know what I'm saying? It's criminal minded, but that's my own take.
And also as well, when you actually brought up MF Doom a few moments ago, man, in the year '99, you were actually featured on his album Operation Doomsday. I was wondering, man, how did yourself and Doom originally meet? And of course, what was it like just working on this particular project with him? Because I gotta say, that song is absolutely legendary in my personal opinion. You guys had such phenomenal chemistry together.
Thank you, brother. Yes, man, that's my brother, and he's still with me right now. And I met him through, he was under Pete and Search's company when they were KMD. Back before Gasface came out, I'm in the Def Jam building, and I think I met him right there. And it's like, he's the type of dude, as soon as we met, it's like probably that night we were all drinking, hanging out at the spot, and we just got cool immediately, you know. And then it was to the point where he would come around my block, and he met all my friends and all that. I took a few trips with him to Long Island. Shout out to all his people in Long Beach. GYP, Get Yours Posse, I believe. Salute to them. And, we just hit it off, man. It was like, you know, we family, you know, and to this day, you know what I mean? It's not just, it started with Questions. That was the first song we did. No, we had Smoking That Shit before that. Came out on Black Bats, but it came out after Doomsday because it got held up because of Elektra Records. But, then on Doomsday, then I was on Born Like This. I was on King Ghidra, Fast Lane was on there. There's another song live from something club. I forgot what it is. Like, I'm on a few of them. But me and Doom family, and fortunately, you know, for the last like 4 years prior to him transcending, I got the chance to relive with him physically because he'd always like shoot me a beat, you know, to get on. So we've been collabing, but I got a chance to. But it was just always family, me and him, and that's my brother, man, forever. And he's a genius, man, and just being able to grow. Early on, we were growing lyrically together. Then he just blew up out of this world, and you know he went his way over. You know he went away. He moved out of New York, and I was here doing my thing, and we were able to relink again most recently. But our journey has been amazing, man. Spiritually, lyrically, everything, man. And my brother's still alive with us, very much so in me. So anything I'm doing, from drinking this beer to writing around, he's enjoying it with me. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he chooses to.
And also as well, aside from being an MC, I also read that you are also the former record executive for Rush Associated Labels. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that, and of course, what actually made you what made you originally decide to actually be behind the scenes of the music industry?
Nah, I wasn't a record executive. What happened was, when I came out of high school, I had a job. I was working for a textile company in in Empire State Building. And I used to have to lift these huge rolls of textiles. So Bobito was an intern at Def Jam. He just got promoted for promotions department. So they needed a messenger. So I saw him in the restaurant called Malecon around my way, a Spanish Latin restaurant. And we were in there talking, and he was like, "Yo, man, you want a job? You know, whatever." I was like, "I have one, but what do you have to carry?" He said, "Just envelopes," and it's at Def Jam. I was like, "All right." So I was the messenger there for a little while. And I used to fuck up so bad that Russell Simmons used to be like, "Yo, like, people are complaining about you. You're coming late. You're not delivering a nigga. You're not doing this." He was like, but he liked my style, so he would always pull me in the office and say, "George, what do you think of this hip-hop?" Because he knew I was very close to the streets and I loved the music. So he would send me in to listen to demos and stuff, and I'd be like, "This shit's whack," or "This is dope." You know, and he just really respected my opinion. So when people were complaining about me messengering, he said, "Listen, you know what it is? You're not doing the right thing. You have an ear for the music. I'm going to let you be A&R." So, quote unquote A&R, but I still had the same messenger salary. But instead of delivering stuff, I got to sit in the conference room and listen to demos all the time and just see what I thought about music, which was beautiful. Shout out to Russell Simmons. He was so merciful on me and just beautiful. And but I was doing that for a while. But even while I was doing that, I was already making demos. I wanted to be an artist, and it's not like I ever wanted to be a music exec, or was I getting paid like one. You know, it was just basically him going, "Georgia, fuck up, but we want to keep you around because I like you. You tell the truth, and you're in tune with this music," and that's what it was. But then a little while after that, he heard my demo and he said, "The good news, I got good news and bad news for you. The bad news is you're fired. The good news is you're making a record with us." And that's when I thought Pete was going to keep me at Def Jam, because I had gave my word to Pete prior to that. So Russell wanted me there too. But then when Pete couldn't get his deal over there, I had to go that way. And Russell was very disappointed. He's like, yo, you ruined your career, George. I don't mean to say that, but like that, you know? And I don't know if you want to call it ruined, or it definitely has taken its ups and downs. But that about sums it up. Yeah.
And I got to say as well, it's not every day someone gets fired from their job, but actually gets another job within a matter of seconds, man. I got to say, that must have been heartbreaking for 10 seconds, but then, like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Nah, when he was like, yo, you're fired, I was like, man, no problem. Like, that's how I was. Like, I was like, because I really was just like a dumb young kid. Like, it's like, just, like, not giving a fuck. Like, yo, Russell, man, don't worry, fire me. Like, fucking, like, really not caring. Because I didn't have any responsibilities at that time, really. You know, we didn't have much coming up, but I wasn't poor. You know what I'm saying? So I always was all right at that stage, and I'm out of high school, and I'm getting little jobs, but I'm still living at home, and it's not like somebody who has a kid or really focused, you know, because if I was, I would have taken those blessings for seriously, be it the music and the other thing. Like, I would have been really super extra ultra focused, but I was just like, all over the place, just twisted, not caring, like it was a joke, and then it shows you that it's not. When shit hits the fan, you see it's real. So I had to learn.
And also as well, man, on June 30th of 2009, you actually released another phenomenal studio album by the name of Two. I was always wondering, what made you decide to release another album after so many years?
What it was is that in my heart, I never quit. I mean, even prior to that, like on Doom Records and Grimm's, like you'll hear features from me and singles here and there, scarce but there. But I always just got to a point where I kind of just found myself again. Like I was just like, I hit a point of reality. I don't know if it was I just got to it. I took one more dose of acid, but I started seeing things differently. And it's almost like, I'm not religious, but it's almost like the Most High just hit me. Like I just saw God. And that made me have to pause for a minute. I had to reassess my reality and where I was in life before I could keep creating. But I was always like, overthinking, if anything, to the point where I was writer's block on overthinking shit. So I would make stuff, and like even the Doom be like, yo, that's so dope. Like, and I'm like, nah, that shit's whack. Like, just playing a number on myself. But Doom could get it out of me, like even for questions. That verse is like, he's like, yo, I need a verse from you, man. Like I was like, fuck it, man, because it's Doom, because that's my brother. I'm like, all right, I got a piece of paper from a verse that I had written maybe at like a part-time job or something. And I take a piece of that, I'm saying it. He's like, yo, that shit's dope. That shit's fun. And I'm like, whatever. And he got me through it. Fast Lane, the whole song, same thing. It's like, I got this dope-ass shit, and meanwhile, I don't know it. I'm questioning myself so much and overthinking shit. And Grim could get a verse out of me, too, because that's my brother. Shout out to MF Grim. He could get a verse out of me, too, because that's my brother. He's like, I love you. But as far as me on my own and doing shit, I probably had a bunch of great things going on, but I just didn't have the confidence. I didn't believe in myself enough until I got to a point where it was like, all right, and that's when Two came. And then after Two, like my creativity's been flowing, even though there's been a gap in there too, but it's more like music was being made, but label situations and all that. And I'm not good like with putting shit out on my own and stuff. That a lot of records got lost in there because they got old, lost time. But there's a lot of records maybe between 2010 and like to now. I mean, I just dropped the Concrete Jungle project, and I got a bunch of shit coming now. But like, there's a lot of songs even then that I could do like a Lost Files album or something. But since like 2008, I've been steady active. You know what I'm saying?
And when you actually said you have some lost files and whatnot, the one thing I have to ask, and I do know that it's unreleased material, so if you want to skip this question, we entirely can. It's completely understandable. But do you actually have any like surprise features on any of these songs, or are they just straight curious verses?
Yeah, I do. I got a joint with not that many though, but I got a joint, a special one that's coming to my head right now with G Depp, who's incarcerated. He did that verse like 2 weeks before he went to jail, and that's produced by Team Demo. So I plan to release that at some point. With Doom, rest in peace. I got a bunch of songs that I did with him in the last 4 years. You know what I'm saying? That are in his computer. I don't know what the plans are for that. I got one coming I got one coming up soon with a guest that, damn, I'm not even gonna say it, but you'll see. But unfortunately, like in my hands, I don't have any new Doom releases. I got one that I put up on Instagram, a joint that we did that was maybe supposed to be for Mad Villainy 2 possibly, but it's a beat that he did with Bishop Nehru. But he also sent it to me to do a verse on afterwards. I don't know if he had it in mind, like doing a remix album or something with the same beat but with a new verse. You know what I mean? I don't know what his plan was for it, but I have that one. You know, but it's not in my liberty to release that. You know what I'm saying? That would be his wife or his camp, his estate.
And I gotta say as well, something like that is also good to have just for yourself. That way you kind of have that memory, and just knowing that the entire world hasn't heard it except for you and him, kind of in my opinion, would bring you a lot more closer to that release. In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, man. But you know what it is with Doom, man. It runs so deep, like the connection, and I mean, like, you know, we discuss the afterlife and. You know, we really on another level. It's like almost like I feel like I don't even feel like I know his presence. Like we still here, we still together. You know what I mean? So it's like you know, something like that is cool. You know, but this shit is deeper than rap.
And also as well, December 3rd of 2021, like you mentioned a few moments ago, you actually released the 8-track collaborative EP that you did alongside Row Data, titled Concrete Jungle. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this most recent release. And of course, where can we actually buy or stream ourselves a copy today?
Oh, please do. At Chong Wizard Records. Or you can hit them at Chong Wizard on Instagram. And go to the link in the bio. But it's Chong Wizard Records on Bandcamp. And you can get vinyl, cassette CDs. If you see, there's like 4 different covers. 3 or 4 different covers. The vinyl, like for collectors, it's amazing. Like the product, the covers look amazing. The wax itself, the vinyl looks amazing. It's like a must-cop for collectors. But you can also stream the album, or you can buy the download, you know. Yeah, it's Chong Wizard Records. And Road Data, and that came about because Jordan Commandeur, if I'm pronouncing his name right, reached out to me and on Instagram, and he was like, you know, if I could do or did he call me? He reached out to me wanting for me to do a feature on a record with Planet Asia. And me and Planet Asia got a good rapport, you know what I'm saying? So that's my guy. Like, I met him a few times, chilled. You know what I'm saying? We've spoken. So we're like, we got a good connection, and he reached out to me saying if I wanted to do a verse for Planet Asia, just on the strength. And I'm like, yeah, Planet Asia is my guy, but I wasn't sure why he was reaching out to me, because Planet Asia has my number. He could have just called me, you know what I'm saying? But I guess, you know, this guy's he's executive producing the thing, so he's trying to get everything together. So then I spoke to Planet Asia like a day or two. When I told Jordan I'd do it, and then when I spoke to Planet Asia, he said, you know, it was legit. So I said, all right. So I did a verse for him, sent it in, and I guess Chong Wizard, Jordan, those guys didn't really know where I was at with it, but when they heard the verse I did for Planet Asia, they were like, oh shit, this shit is fire. So they're like, yo, let's holler at Kurious for a whole project. You know what I mean? So that's what they did. So we worked the numbers out, you know what I mean? And we did the record and wrote Data. I never had the pleasure of meeting him. And he would send me a beat. Like, I didn't reject one beat. He sent the beat, played it, sent it back. The whole recording was done in less than a month. You know what I'm saying? And it's a different vibe, like different sonics than what I've been dealing with. Like what Road Data does, it's like totally different, which was cool. But everything he sent me, like I could feel it. Like it moved. It had emotion to it. And I just did some stream of consciousness, man. Just jot it, spit it, send it back. Like, you know, nowadays I do the opposite of overthink. I guess I'm trying to make up for all the time I was overthinking. So now it's just like, I don't even think. I just go. So we did that. And I think even the way they arranged it on the album was exactly the order that I got the beats and handed them back. Like, you know, like the first song is Crosstown, Jack Daniels, What I Do Wrong. Like, it's like, it was like all like pretty much the order that I laid them in. And just came out, man. And I'm just so pleased with it. I'm so proud of the record. It came out great. And Road Data is great. And sometimes, like, the stuff like when you get on beats and maybe initially it's something different, like when you do those collaborations, like a great thing happens because you're like out of your comfort zone. It's like you're not, so it was really worked out well, man. And then I got to speak to Road Data through the process, and he's a great dude. He really works with you. He learned how to get my vocals right, like EQ-wise. He mixes masters as well. And he's just a real laid-back, talented, cool-ass individual, man. Shout to Road Data. And Sean Wizard, all of them, Jordan, everybody.
And I gotta say as well, man, it definitely is such a phenomenal project, man. My favorite song off that project is actually Jack Daniels, man. I don't know, man. It's just something about that song really makes me drawn to it.
Really? Okay, thank you. I'm glad.
But I have to ask, Kurious, what is next for you, man? Is there anything we happen to miss during this broadcast? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening.
Absolutely, man. I have a lot of music coming, man. Like, I have an album handed in right now, mixed and mastered, that we're waiting for, some little red tape that's being dealt with. I got like 2 albums like in my possession. So I just want everybody to just hang with me, tune in, and just thank you for listening, and please continue to listen because I just can't wait to share. Like, I just want to connect with the people. I'm grateful to folks like yourself that still listen and still follow me and still interested. And yeah, man, I just want to be heard, man. I just want to connect with the people. With this COVID, it makes it difficult, like in terms of shows and stuff. And but I just got so much music that means so much to me, man. And I just feel like the people that are in tune with what I do and groups kind of like me, it's going to be really a great exchange of energy, man. So please, man, just tune in. Follow me on the gram, man. Kurious97 on Instagram, and Official Kurious on Twitter. But I'm not so active on that. But just yeah, man. Thank you for still everybody who's still tuned in, and please continue. And if you like it, tell your friend, and let's link up in your cities, man. Let's rock some shows. Let's get some good energy going, man, because this world is fucking crazy right now. You know what I mean?
And I gotta say first and foremost, Kurious, before we part ways, man, like I told you before we went live, man, I'm a huge fan of your work, have been for many years, man. So I just gotta say thank you so much for years of monumental music and making music that so many fans had the opportunity to enjoy for so many years, just like myself, man. I gotta say, a lot of your music really helped myself and a lot of other people get through some difficult times, man. That Constipated Monkey is always in my top 5 East Coast albums of all time, man. So thank you so much for the memories, and I'm definitely looking forward to more Kurious Jorge in the future.
God, I appreciate you so much, bro. Really, man. Thank you. And I'm here. And, anything I can do to support you and what you do, and the way you do it, in the manner that you do it, I'm behind you 100%, bro. Just reach out, man. You got my phone number, man. Fuck the gram, just call me.
Hey, man, same goes for you. Same goes for you as well, man. Anything you need radio-wise, need a record broken down here in Canada, give me a call, man. My line's always open, and if you send it, I'll spin it.
I got you, brother. Thank you, man. You gotta love it, though.
Hey, man, you already know I'm gonna, man. And to be honest, anything that you put into the mic, I already know I'm gonna love, man. After all, it's Kurious. How can you not enjoy it?
Thank you, bro. And you know what? You're not gonna be disappointed, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I'm on fire right now, man. And I'm grateful for it. Because as artists, we know when we're like, yeah, right now, man, it's a blessed time in my life. We go through our ups and downs, but when you feel that creativity, man, and that inspiration is priceless, man. And I hope that I can always feel that, and definitely right now, and I definitely got a lot of residue from it. So I just want to share it with y'all, man. Much love, man. Salute, man. Outlaw Radio, man. You already know, man.
Hey, man, you already know, man. Definitely have yourself a wonderful night out there in New York, man. Hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, definitely have yourself a wonderful Thursday night. Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Yo, shout out to my man Mike Jones. I think he's out in Calgary, I believe, man. And shout out to Road Data, those guys. If they're in Vancouver or something like that. Shout out to the whole Canada, man. Toronto, where you at?
I'm out here in Prescott, Ontario. So I'm in between Ottawa and Kingston. So I'm about 4 hours from three and a half hours from Toronto.
Nice, man. Shout out to Ottawa, man. You guys rock, man. And much love, man. And stay safe out here, man, and stay prayed up, man. Stay connected.
Hey, man, most definitely. Same goes for you as well, man. Thank you so much again, Kurious, and definitely have yourself a wonderful night.
Thank you, bro. Peace.